Hi everyone. I'm going to start in just a minute and give everyone a chance to join the room. All right. Hi everyone and welcome. Thank you for joining our webinar this month. For those who are new here, my name is Tina. For our repeat attendees, welcome back. Good to see you. I'm the marketing manager for 79 Consulting. The time has come again for NetSuite's first half yearly release, and this means that you're going to see upgrades to its modules, enhancements for performance, and critical fixes for stability. Our team has reviewed NetSuite's release notes for 2023.1 and have shortlisted some noteworthy highlights to share with you today. If you would like to take a deeper dive into specific topics, you can find the release notes on Suite Answers, or you could reach out to us for assistance. A quick note to our audience, please do post any questions that may come up during the session in the chat box, and we will address them as we go. We'll also be posting a couple of poll questions during the course of this webinar, and it's just to get to know you a little bit better. Now, before we jump into all our exciting highlights, a quick overview of our company, Twarna, or 79 Consulting, as you may know it. Twarna is how we were founded in 2007, and we've been providing support managed services and integration services for NetSuite clients worldwide. Our global brand is called 79 Consulting, 79 being the atomic number of gold, making us the gold standard in cloud consulting. To extend NetSuite's platform functionalities, we have developed a number of Suite apps that you can find on suiteapp.com using the search term Twarna. On to panel introductions. First app is Swati. Swati Virthi is our lead e-commerce consultant, and she comes with 5 years of experience in NetSuite with expertise in requirement gathering and working on end-to-end customizations. Next is Navina Bopanna. She is our lead NetSuite functional consultant. She's responsible for client communication, requirement gathering, and project implementation using native NetSuite features or customization. Eric Holzer has over 9 years of experience on NetSuite, primarily focused on manufacturing and inventory distribution environments. Eric's direct industry experience helps him address customers' unique requirements. Uday is our scripting practice lead, and he has over 17 years of IT experience. He is responsible for providing technical services to customers, including designing and building solutions, enhancements, customizations, and ad hoc requests. And then we have Shrivanti, who will be covering updates to our range of Suite apps. She is our product manager, and also manages product implementations for clients. All right, folks, we have a lot of ground to cover, so lots of exciting updates, and I'm going to pass the mic on to Swati for everything e-commerce. Swati?
Yes. Thanks, Tina. There aren't a whole lot of updates to the e-commerce platform this time around, but one that we would like to touch base is about the intelligent recommendations. Intelligent recommendations feature uses artificial intelligence algorithm to calculate and display the items to your customer who might be interested in buying. This algorithm uses data such as what the customer bought in the past, what other customers with the similar transaction history bought in the past, and what other items were bought by the customers who bought these specific items. And the last one is the items in the same account that may have similar names, descriptions, and the categories. After applying this data to that algorithm, it will give us a future prediction which will be a recommendation for the customer. So this intelligent item recommendation are generated based on the two types of contexts. One is item context and the other is customer shopper context. The item context includes cart items. Customers who purchased the items also bought these specific items, and it also based on the recently viewed items. And the second is the customer shopper context. This includes the recommendations based on the data related to the customers. Once we activate the intelligent item recommendations, the machine learning algorithm process and learn from the transactions data every 24 hours, so the recommendations periodically change and also improves the results. As the number of customers, products, and transactions increase in the account, the quality of the intelligent recommendations also improves. And this pretty much rounds up what I needed to share this time, Tina.
Great. Thank you so much, Swati. We're now going to jump into platform updates that NetSuite has added to this release, and Navina was going to be taking us through them. Navina?
Thanks, Tina. So NetSuite has a lot of features this time in 2023.1 releases, and let's discuss about them now. And let's start with accounting first, because this section will speak to everything that's new with accounting. NetSuite 2023 version includes a number of useful enhancements to the accounting features. And the first one among them is advanced revenue management period close checklist and the enhancements related to that. So if you have ARM feature enabled in your account, we can access this feature. If this ARM essentials feature is enabled, then the period close checklist it contains now two different tasks. One is recognize revenue. So this actually helps us, this enables us to create revenue recognition journal entries. And the next is reclassify revenue. And this enables you to create revenue reclassification journal entries. You can mark both of these tasks as complete if you do not want to run these processes in your NetSuite account. So to access this period close checklist, we have to navigate to setup, accounting, manage GL, and manage accounting periods. I guess you're able to see the screenshot of it on the screen right now. You can run the revenue recognition and revenue reclassification processes at any time. So we suggest you run these processes at the end of the period. And next up we have is about enhancements on carve in or carve out adjustment journal entries. So this new enhancements to carve in or carve out become super flexible for the users to easily read adjustment journal entries, because previously when the reclassification process exceeded 1000 journal entry lines, NetSuite used to split a single revenue arrangement across multiple carve-in or carve-out adjustment journals. But now NetSuite does not split a single revenue arrangement into multiple adjustment journals. So this makes carve-in or carve-out journals more readable. So that's all about these carve in or carve out adjustment entries. And the next feature we have is expense commitments and budget validation enhancements. I know most of us actually use these budgets in NetSuite, so let's just discuss about that. The expense commitments and budget validation suite app version 1.1.0 includes two features, like two updates in this release. First is rollover budget. You can now roll over unused budgets from the previous budget period to the current period. To roll over unused budget when creating a new expense transaction, we have to check this box called rollover budget. We have to check the box under the primary information section on that record. And next feature we have under this is support for different budget methods. So currently the only supported budget method in the Suite app is monthly, but from this version onward, the Suite app supports the a few more budget methods like quarterly, yearly, and also they launched custom. That means we actually can enter the start date and end date manually as user wants. That's a cool one. And the next feature in this 2023.1 is about country specific address forms enhancements. This is actually a simple one, but good to know. So the country specific address forms provides custom address forms for few of the countries going forward, and those countries are like Austria, Belgium, Germany, Japan, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Singapore, and Switzerland. So for all of these countries, so NetSuite started providing some additional forms. And as we are discussing about these country specific forms, let's also discuss about some country specific reports, hierarchical view of accounts. So in this new version, you can now enable a hierarchical view of the accounts in your report. So instead of a list, the report displays the accounts included in a variable based on the parent-child hierarchy in your chart of accounts. Adding the macro for the hierarchical view to your reports, HTML or XML template is required. And having said that, let's now move on to the next session, which is authentication. I know we all are using two-factor authentication to log into our NetSuite accounts, irrespective of the roles, right? So NetSuite is actually gonna end up the support for this new SMS or voice call setup for 2FA. So the end of support for SMS or voice call is the first step in a process of transforming 2FA to a more secure authentication method. As part of this, NetSuite has come up with a new enhancement. As of March 1st, 2023, the 2FA setup is using SMS or phone call, voice call is no longer available. This change will not affect already existing 2FA setups. So you don't need to be worried if you're already using this SMS or voice call. That's not going to be deprecated. But if you're actually giving access to any new user, they won't be able to set up like that. They must use Authenticator app, which is actually free also. NetSuite is actually doing this to reduce all the potential risks. Next we have is globalization. NetSuite 2023.1 includes some internationalization features like changing the country name. So the country name Turkey, so as you can see on the screen, right, it's TURKEY. So that got replaced with Turkey, TURKIYE. So that default short name country's page so is got changed now. And you can actually see this new country name if you just open the countries list by navigating to setup company and the list of countries, as you can see on the screen, right? So if you have actually hard coded this country name anywhere in your scripts, workflows, or integrations, right? So we have to modify that to a new country name. Also, this new name will be automatically reflected on any existing records, transactions, reports, or subsidiaries. And also you should make these changes in any records with text type fields where the country name is the old one, like TURKUI, like that. And let's move on to order management. NetSuite 2023.1 has some enhancements to electronic bank payments and electronic invoicing. So let's start with electronic bank payments enhancements. And let's discuss about how we can process payments for customers from primary or secondary banks now. So now we can actually process payments for customers from primary or secondary banks using the entity bank list. The entity bank list is available on the EFT subtab for invoice and credit memo transactions now. So under EFT on preferred entity bank, you can select the entity bank record which will be applied for this payment. If the field is left blank, the primary entity bank for a customer, whatever we have selected on the customer record will be automatically applied to this payment. So I think it's a cool feature. And we can also process payment scripts using some Speed Script 2.0. So previously the payment scripts were all deployed using Speed Script 1.0, but moving forward from 2023.1, all the payment scripts are processed using Speed Script 2.0. And so all the old scripts are replacing with the new scripts itself, because NetSuite is actually doing that, and whenever we update this bundle, all the old scripts will be replaced with the new scripts, which is 2.0 version. And let's discuss about how we can track the log status of entity banks starting from 2023.1, right? So if you can track the status of a deleted or removed or any reassigned entity bank. Now we can track this bank status by using the bank details logs column on the bank details subtab. So that's all about electronic bank payments enhancements, and jumping on to electronic invoicing enhancements. And the first among them is we can generate PDFs for invoice and credit memo with some advanced PDF or HTML templates. So this electronic invoicing suite app version enables us to select advanced PDF or HTML template at the subsidiary level for both invoice and credit memo transaction types. This template will be used to generate a PDF version of the invoice or credit memo in the e-document generation process. And the next is SOAP and REST web services context. So moving forward, for the vendor and the customer records, the SOAP and REST web services context skips this validation of email recipients and the email sender. So this includes REST web services context for both customer, vendor, and transaction scripts as well. Jumping on to subscription management. So suite billing users. So if you are using a suite billing on NetSuite, so they have a new global invoicing preference. We can define percentage uplift for subscription lines. If we select this preference, NetSuite automatically applies percentage price increases to a customer's renewal pricing. On the renewal tab of the subscription plan, suite billing users can now define the default percentage of renewal uplift. And when the subscription renewal is created, the price plans are automatically updated. And how can we use the subscription setup? And there are two new fields added to this one. So suite billing users can now use the new minimum amount and maximum amount fields on the price plan record to set an overall minimum and maximum per change period. Only when the advanced subscription is enabled on your account, you can use these new fields. All right, now let's talk about some major updates to projects. The first being project status enhancements. When using charge-based billing and project revenue recognition, you can now customize which actions are triggered by status of your projects, and these triggers are also available for custom statuses, like create actual charges during midnight run. This box is available when using charge-based billing. We have to check it to indicate that for projects with this status, actual charges should be created during the midnight run. For the in-progress project status, this box automatically checked by default. Next is create forecast charges during midnight run. This box is available when using charge-based billing. We have to check it to indicate for projects with this status, forecast charges should be created during the midnight run. So there are different uses to them. And the next is completely billed. This box is available when using project revenue recognition. We have to check this box to show the completely billed button at the top of a project record to set the status. And also we have to click this button to begin the project revenue reconciliation process. For the closed project status, this box is automatically checked again. And next is percent complete override enhancements on the projects. So in this new version on project records, the percent complete override subtab now shows some additional information like calculated percent complete. So this is the system calculated percent complete of the project for the accounting period in a row. And the next is period status. This shows the current status of the accounting period for each row. The status can be either open, locked, or closed. Next is revenue recognition plans, and this shows the total amount from the actual revenue plans for the project. So previously, the percent complete override subtab only listed the override values, and now this new feature enables project managers to see the system calculations when entering percent complete overrides for ongoing projects. And lastly, we have updates to NetSuite's user interface, which aim to make it even easier to navigate and use as well, right? So first we have is global search enhancements. Most of us use this global search for ease of use, and this is really a cool feature. We can easily open anything. And now let's see what do we have in the global search enhancements. So this menu search feature in global search includes search results from the navigation menu. The feature now has the few enhancements like search results from the menu search feature appear in a current page results section. I think you can see the screenshots on the screen, right? So these searches using the menu search feature include all fields, tabs, and sub-tabs on the current NetSuite form, as we're just showing you. To view the current page results without using the global search, we can also use some shortcuts, like we just have to press Alt-Shift-Z. To view the complete list of results, click Show N and it will show you more results. And the next we have is new preference to display inline editor sublist tooltip. When editing an inline sublist on the saved searches or any transaction lists, when we are using this inline, tooltips with the column name appear when you point to a cell. Starting 2023.1, you can now enable or disable the tooltips by checking or clearing the sublist column name tooltip box, which is located on the appearance subtab. So under home set preferences. So this is not a global preference. So as the set preferences are user level preferences, this will be very easy to use for every user. And you can actually see this sublist column name tooltip on the set preferences on the screen. So we have to check that if you want to use this feature. And that's all from me, Tina, from my side. Thank you.
All right. Okay, thanks, Navina. Audience, a reminder to post any of your questions that might come up in the chat box, and we will be answering them as we go. Now, in our next section, Eric will cover updates to manufacturing and inventory and warehouse management that I'm sure you are eager to hear about. Over to you, Eric.
Thank you, Tina. So we're going to discuss today, we're going to start with inventory management updates that are coming along with our 2023.1 update. So the following enhancements and inventory features, we're going to begin with the warehouse management enhancement. NetSuite is bringing us the ability to release multi-level kit items in a wave. For everybody running WMS, this is a big update for you. Waves now support the kits and with kit components, so you can add orders for these items to a wave and release them for picking in your warehouse. We also have bin handling during order picking updates. So when you activate the new enable bin reporting and blocking rule, you can block bins that you cannot pick from. For each item that you pick, you can report bins with the reason for blocking. like empty bins or bins used for damaged items. The mobile app removes them from the list of bins that you can pick from for a particular item. On the NetSuite UI, you can set up email notifications when you block a bin. If you use the Smart Count app, you can perform a spot count for that blocked bin before you unblock it. We also have updates to the warehouse management record, which includes lot or serial number on labels for printing. So you can now print labels that show the lot or serial number of an item. NetSuite now provides you with WMS item labels for lot or serial, or WMS pallet labels for lot or serialized items. You also have automatic status update for open pick tasks. The NetSuite WMS can now automatically set pick task lines to a done status. After you stage a partially picked item on the mobile app, it automatically updates the status of the associated pick task lines. We now also have HIBC formats for item barcode scanning. So for those in the healthcare industry, the healthcare industry barcode format is now supported within NetSuite, which will translate to a code 128 or data matrix, depending on what version you are using. So now when you scan an item in any of these formats, the mobile app will display or store its data. Next, we have the SCM mobile enhancements. We have the new ability, this is a great new addition, ability to add custom fields through the configuration. So previously, you could only add custom fields through mobile customizations only. Now you can add them to standard processes through mobile configuration. The fields that you set up must belong to a page element type of text box, dynamic text, or a dropdown. We also have the ability to add custom columns on search grids and multi-select tables. For custom mobile processes, mobile customization enables you to add columns to the following table elements, either search grids or multi-select tables. On the mobile app, you can hide or show your additional columns for viewing. We also have the ability to select pages to print, which is really nice. You don't have to print the entire list anymore. We can actually independently select which pages to print within the document or slips. When you print or reprint a document, you can specify the page numbers or a page range. This enhancement does not apply to ZPL printers for labels. To set up, you must check the Enable Selective Page Printing box on print report types for your documents. Next, we're going to come down to the Smart Count enhancement. Smart Count is still pretty new to the system, but we've already got a new 2.00 enhancement. This enhancement brings you the ability to perform real-time inventory count for lot number and serialized items. Previously, lot number and serialized items were not available to be used in the Smart Count feature, but we're now getting that finally with the newest version. We're able to provide comments when you approve, reject, or recount lot numbered and serialized items. You can view comments on the task list of counters. You can also view updates to bin transfer and location transfers records associated with an item on the item's count record. The Smart Count Suite app is a paid Suite app, so if you are interested in this, you need to reach out to your NetSuite account manager. We have a pretty big enhancement to the Item 360 dashboard. This one is a full overhaul of the entire layout, which is a really nice, slick layout. So this time we get real-time and concise overview of the item's current status. The Suite app lets you view all current transactional data that is impacting the item along with related alerts that help you make informed decisions. The item drill down transaction details from the focus page gives you a variety of different ways to view an item. You get to view it by an item overview, an inventory overview page, a purchasing page, a manufacturing, and a sales page. Each one with the ability from a left adjust menu to expand to the right depending on the details you select. For manufacturing, for the 2023.1 update, we have a few things going on here, especially on the mobile stand. We can now, through NetSuite's manufacturing mobile suite app, it now enables you to use mobile scanners to report manufacturing shop floor data directly when an assembly is built without a work order reference. So we can directly go to the assembly build record natively for assembly items and or sub-assembly items through the mobile app without having to have a related work order for reference. So we also have an update for the new NetSuite Ship Central. This is kind of replacing PackStation. So it's rebranded with quite a few new features. It's called NetSuite Ship Central. This suite app does require you to install two suite apps in your account. First being SCM Mobile, and second being NetSuite Ship Central. So anybody using WMS already has SCM Mobile. Secondly, you would just need to install the NetSuite Ship Central suite app. The suite app is available to all accounts that use the warehouse management or advanced inventory management features on your kiosk or tablet device. Ship Central provides a packing and shipping capabilities that enable you to do a list of the following. You can identify picked items across multiple orders for a customer and pack them at the same time. You gain visibility into which items are packed across multiple cartons or pallets and shipped through carriers that you integrate from the ship engine. You can choose a variety of shipping modes offered by a carrier, single or multi-package, and domestic shipping. Print or reprint customizable labels, packing lists, and shipping documents through your device. You can also void a shipping label. And that's all for me, Tina.
All right, thank you, Eric. On to a poll. Audience, you should see it up on your screen right now. Please do take a couple of seconds to answer. Okay, thanks everyone. And next up is Uday, who will be covering major updates to Suite Cloud and Suite Doc. Uday?
Thanks, Tina. So let's first start with the Suite Cloud SDK. Suite Cloud Software Development Kit is basically a set of tools that can be used to develop SDF projects in NetSuite. So these tools include Suite Cloud IDE plugins and command line interfaces. The 2023.1 Suite Cloud extensions for Visual Studio and Suite Cloud IDE plugin for WebStorm are targeted to release sometime in Feb 2023. So these extensions basically provide a UI for NetSuite platform development using Suite Cloud Development Framework. Moving on, next up we have Suite Cloud Web Services integration updates. So we have SOAP Web Services version 2023.1. It's not yet available, but it should be made available shortly. And then we have a list of the fully supported record types for the REST web services. And the list for 2023.1 is we have customer payment, we have deposits, description items, fulfillment request, and then we have the item groups, non-inventory purchase items, non-inventory resale items, and vendor return authorizations. Moving on, let's now talk about the Suite script updates. So we have a few updates on the Suite script side as well from NetSuite for this release, for the 2023.1 release. So the first one is the schedule scripts no longer run automatically in Sandbox after a refresh. So if you are aware, previously schedule scripts configured in production used to automatically run in Sandbox after a refresh. And we know this used to cause some issues because the Sandbox data could be getting transferred over with the production settings. So this issue is going to be taken care of. This will no longer be the case, as the schedule scripts will not run automatically in a Sandbox account after a refresh. The next update is related to end of support for HMAC SHA1 signature method. So as of 2023.1 version, any integrations using the token-based authentication feature with HMAC SHA1 as a signature method will stop working. So if you should update your integrations to use the HMAC SHA-256 as soon as possible. And if you're still using the SHA-1 signature method, you should review the settings immediately. The end of support applies to third-party integrations as well. The last update from me is related to the CK editor for advanced PDF and HTML templates. So CK editor is a third-party library used for rich text editing in NetSuite, in advanced PDF and HTML templates. So advanced PDF and HTML templates now use an updated CK editor from the 2023.1 version. That's it from me, Tina.
Okay. All right, Uday, thank you. Let's now move on to updates to Twarna's range of Suite apps. Now, if you haven't heard about them before, this will give you a bit of an overview, and Shravanti will be covering this section. Shravanti?
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Tina. I'll first start with SkyDoc. SkyDoc, one of our most popular products, is a document management solution built on NetSuite platform. It harnesses the capabilities of Amazon's AWS S3 to offer secure, scalable, and affordable file storage. With Amazon's expanded storage capabilities, there is no running out of space, and you only have to pay for what you use. SkyDoc's interface seamlessly integrates with NetSuite, making all files related to a particular NetSuite record available on a subtab right on that record. Additionally, SkyDoc's user-friendly portal allows for collaboration with users outside of NetSuite ecosystem to approve or reject files or share documents securely. Let's take a look at the updates we have on this app. The first one is, as you can see in the screenshot, it is the SkyDoc file preview. With this, you will be able to view the file that you selected from SkyDoc just beside the NetSuite record in a split screen format. So this makes it easy for comparison. The next one is the ability to generate an email from NetSuite to an external user with the link for them to upload files against that record. So with this, the user need not have access to NetSuite and they can upload multiple files that get attached to a NetSuite record directly. So this is the screen the external user would see and use to upload files. The next one is the comments part. So multiple users can add comments to SkyDoc file as usual, but with this update, you would be able to see who has added those comments and the timestamp of when those comments were added. Okay, so those are the updates to our SkyDoc app. Now we will move on to our next app, which is Bulk Email Invoices, or BEI as we call it. So BEI is our solution for automating dunning. It's built on NetSuite platform again, and bulk email invoices is designed to make your invoicing and collections process a breeze. This app allows you to generate bulk transaction emails with multiple invoice attachments, use customizable templates, and trigger these emails either manually or automatically at a desired frequency. Custom filters can be used to filter invoices using attributes such as class, date, location, subsidiary, etc. So now let's look at the features we have added in the upcoming release on BEI. BEI now has an option to create email automation rules based on the invoice due dates, select email template for each follow-up, and also choose if it has to be automated email or not. So this is the screen for configuration. The second update is the ability to display the number of follow-ups sent to an invoice, number of emails undelivered, number of emails sent successfully, and also number of emails that have bounced. So these are the two updates on our BEI app. The next one is inventory count. Inventory count makes cycle counting in NetSuite easy. It is a bundle of features which helps users sync the quantities in a warehouse to inventory on NetSuite, perform regular warehouse counts, and post inventory adjustments and record them in NetSuite, all while optimizing time and effort. This app also comes with a barcode scanner integration, which allows you to scan inventory in real time. To add your item with inventory counts view tab, simply scan your item, add the serial number, and select the location and bill number. Let's look at what we have in the upcoming release for this app. Inventory count now has the ability to tally the count on the item scanning page. This feature can be turned on or off during counting. It can be used only for lot numbered items or non-serial, non-lot items. When this feature is turned on, every time a same lot numbered or non-serial lot item is scanned, count will be incremented by 1 automatically without having to enter the quantity manually. The next one is the serial numbers can now be scanned or entered as express entries. This helps users to easily enter bulk number of serial numbers instead of counting each serial number separately. This is also an optional feature. We don't have a screenshot for this one because this feature is still under development. And the third and final update for this app is the ability to recalculate the various quantities. So you can see the recalculate variances button in there. So we can use that while or before creating inventory adjustments. And this can be used to avoid freezing of the entire inventory while counting. So that was it with this app. The next one is Portals Pro. Portals Pro is a single unified platform for vendor management, customer, and employee engagement. It is a secure, web-based self-service solution offering a separate web portal for each of these groups. In the vendor management aspect of Portals Pro, your procurement team can use this app to initiate and approve vendor onboarding and other vendor information updates, respond to vendor inquiries, and view invoices submitted by them, and a lot more. The best part of this app is the OCR, machine learning powered AP automation part, which automatically converts vendor invoices into bills in NetSuite, eliminating the need to do manual entry and thus saving time for your EP teams. Vendors can use this portal to submit responses to onboarding questionnaires, view and update their profile information, view status of certain transactions like bills, POs, etc., and also send invoices inquiries to your team. Similarly, customers can use Customer Portal for self-service and e-payment. HR teams can use Portals Pro to communicate and keep employees engaged by broadcasting company updates, holiday calendar, newsletters. Employees can enter expenses, apply for and approve leaves, etc. Let's look at the updates we have on Portals Pro for this release. The first feature is the ability for you to send RFQs, requests for quotes, to your prospective vendors from NetSuite. Once the responses are received, you can compare and review them and choose a vendor who suits your requirements the best. Once a vendor is awarded, customer quote and purchase order can be created from the original RFQ that was sent out. So let's move on to the next slide. So this one is a screen where you would compare the responses from your vendors and view any files that they may have sent along with their responses. And the one below that is where you would look at the details of RFQ responses. The next feature is an extension to the existing AP automation feature. This again has no screenshot because this is also under development right now. Your AP team will be able to drop invoices directly in NetSuite UI to be picked up and converted into a bill by our automation engine. And of course, with PO matching and exception reporting as usual. The next feature for Portals Pro is email-based approvals. Approvers can now approve onboarding or profile change requests by responding to an email they would receive from NetSuite, like the one you see on the screen, without having to log in to NetSuite. And the next feature we have is the admin portal. With this, certain NetSuite users, like your AP supervisor or a NetSuite super user, will be able to see what the vendor's portal view looks like. They will not be able to add or edit any new information, but it would just be view only. So there is no screenshot for this particular feature because it is still under development right now. The last of the updates to Portals Pro is the split screen view. NetSuite bill record and the corresponding SkyDoc invoice can be viewed in a split screen form. This allows for easy comparison of details. So Tina, these are all the exciting features that our customers can benefit from.
Thanks so much, Shravanti. And audience, before I let you go, just one final poll question, which you should be seeing on your screen right now. If you could just take a minute to answer that. And just a note to everyone, Twarna provides both manual and automated QA services, and we specialize in NetSuite release preview testing. And in addition, if you're already subscribed to any of our apps, we have validated them and they're ready to be used with this release. So please reach out to us if you want an upgrade or if you need any release preview testing services. And in case you have any questions regarding any of the features we spoke about or any of our suite apps, please do reach out to us using the contact information on the screen in front of you. And I'm so glad that you took the time to join us. I hope to see you in our next webinar. Bye.